Hello, everyone. I'm Rebecca Lombardo, fractional CMO and host of VendorVibes. Today, I'm here with Jamie from Scouted. Hello, Jamie.
Hey, how are you doing, Rebecca? Nice to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Good, good. So I wanted to ask you, what is Scouted?
It's a great question. So, Scouted's an online activities marketplace. It's not a new idea, right? We've all heard of Airbnb experiences. Europe, they've had online market experiences, experience marketplaces. I'm sorry, for quite a few years. Asia, they also have it. The United States is a little bit slower to the draw, so it's starting to be an industry that's really growing, and Scouted addresses that. So we have the ability to have scouts that come in, they deliver activities, they do experiences, and then guests are able to purchase those experiences. So, like I said, it's not a new concept, but we are definitely rolling it out in a different way.
So it's both the scouts locally themselves and the marketplace.
So a marketplace has supply and demand, right? When you think of a marketplace, the actual supply is what a scout provides. And a scout is really an activity provider. So there's somebody that might be a raft guide, they might be a fishing guide, they might be a tour guide. We have a Boise tour guide. We're going to be in Boise next week, ironically. And one of our top scouts is a tour guide doing bus tours, amazingly for true crime, which is great. But they create the inventory, right? The supply that's going to be on the marketplace. What we do through digital marketing and through actually pairing up with property managers, which is one of the things that we're offering when we get to Boise, is that we will drive the guest traffic that comes through property managers to these activities. So when we partner with property managers, we're creating that specific demand for activities specifically within that area for the property manager. And that makes the connection, and that's where the marketplace comes in. So we make the connection between the incoming guests for properties and the activities that are provided by the scouts.
And are you located just specifically servicing like in certain areas, or are you all over?
So that's where Scouted is pretty unique. So we do have activities that are provided all over. So if it's if you go on scouted.com, you'll see activities in San Francisco and Seattle and a lot of the big areas. What makes Scouted unique is that we partner with a property manager. So for example, Cabino is located in Eastern Idaho. And so what we did is we partnered with the property manager and being Cabino, and we put together co-branded marketing. What they do is they push the activities that are, some of them are based out of Yellowstone Park, some of them are based around the rivers, based on snowmobiling, based on UTVs, ATVs. If we have a guest that comes through a specific property, we understand that we get from Scouted a list of who actually bought an activity in that area, and we can specify like, hey, Rebecca stayed at Adam's house and she bought Jason's raft trip and she spent X amount of dollars. So we get a commission off of that raft trip from Scouted. We can split that up and actually share that with the specific homeowner that Rebecca stayed at. So we can use this as a homeowner acquisition tool. And actually Cabino's been doing that for a while now, where we're bringing in properties because we can create a separate revenue stream for those homeowners. And that's the benefit of Scouted that makes it a really unique value proposition. Nobody else in the industry can do that today.
And is that what you're saying is kind of what makes you guys unique?
Absolutely. The other part that if you look at just the straight marketplace and what makes us unique, if you look at an Airbnb experience or a Viator or any of the other larger competitors, they work back with professional tours. So when you think of like a whale watching tour or something where it's a small business that has a website, they have their own e-commerce that they're driving. Scouted is specifically an entrepreneurial, we call it solopreneur website, where if you don't have a website, you've got some skills like, hey, you know what? I like to ruck, right? I carry a big heavy pack and I go and take all these hikes. And it's kind of a thing that I really enjoy doing. I can lead that. I can actually set up an experience on scouted.com. I don't have to have my own website. I don't have to have my own marketing. I don't have to have any of that back end administrative piece. As a scout, I can actually use Scouted as my backbone to start my own business. Now, if I grow and I grow and I grow, and all of a sudden, it just doesn't make sense to do Scouted anymore, awesome. Start your own business, start your own website, get your own backbone going. But Scouted is really that springboard mechanism for anybody that's thinking of doing like solopreneur stuff, taking advantage of the gig economy and actually getting out there and making some money off the things that they love doing. And that's really where Scouted has the strongest value prop, is that we offer that. A lot of these other areas, they don't even have a means to begin to offer that.
So in that case, are you saying that you can work with property managers, for example, who have anywhere from 1 to 1,000 properties?
Absolutely. Yeah, any size property manager. It's unique. Each property manager, somebody just asked me this question about how long it takes to onboard as a property manager. It really depends on the uniqueness of the property manager. We're going to take a look at one, like how big you are, how many locations you have. Are you just one single region, city, or are you all across the country? We can do both. It's fine. What we just try to understand is like how you market. We want to be able to work back. We give you a digital assets package that gives you a co-branded logo. It gives you some email templates. It gives you ideas and education on how to recruit specific scouts. That's the other thing too. Like, we don't force the scouts on a property manager. If you come on board and say, you know what, I've got 6 people that I trust with my guests, we will work with those 6 people specifically. Once we bring those 6 people in, we will actually educate them on how to use Scouted as a system, and then we can tie it back to the property manager. So you as a property manager can really push your guests to those trusted people, and you drive the experience that you're looking for from a property management perspective.
Okay, and does this apply to more than just like a scout or a local guide? Does this apply to like personal chefs or
Absolutely.
in property
Could be anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be anybody. It's a scout is it's funny because when we launched Scouted, we're very outdoorsy people, right? So the first thing we thought of is like skiing and biking and hiking, and 99% of the world doesn't necessarily want to do what I do when they go on vacation. A lot of them want to just relax and try something unique. And the most ironic part of it was one of our hottest selling experience right now. I go back to our True Crimes Boise bus tour. It never occurred to me that this would blow up the way it did. But here I've got a fellow that he offers a tour. You get in his RV. He's got a couple beers and some sandwiches, and he drives around with like all the grisly, true crime stuff in Boise, Idaho. You wouldn't think that would be as appealing as it is. And this guy is absolutely killing it. He's absolutely killing it. He's made over 10 grand in like 3 months doing bus tours on the weekends. And that's through scouted.com. And it's not even connected to a PM. It's just how it rolled out. So it doesn't have to be something super active. It could be gathering firewood. It could be grocery delivery. It could be, depending on whatever area that a property manager is in. If you're in the mountains, you might have a different, unique set of needs that you want to be able to provide for your guests. Scouts can do that. And then you don't have to pay them. They're not your employees. But if you can help us to recruit the right people and you can push that traffic to them, now Scouted is the administrative backbone for this staff, and you can just kind of push to them and you get a commission out of it to boot. So it's almost like you bring on some pseudo contract employees, but then you get paid for it.
Okay.
It's a pretty good deal.
So in that case, would a vacation rental manager need to have any software in place, or would they need to have anything in place before working with you?
No, everything is hosted out on the cloud. So when you connect with scouted.com, essentially what you're doing is you're giving us information. It's more of a marketing front end. So effectively, we will provide all of any transactional data, anything that comes back and forth, that comes through scouted.com. Really, the lift on the side of the property manager is going to be helping with marketing. So we want to be able to market to your guests. Well, we can't really do that without your help. We need you to help us to co-brand, to make sure that they understand to use Scouted as a means to find activities. If you have scouts, you have people that you really want to highlight as experiential providers in your area, then we need to get that information from you. So really the onboarding is going to be a dialogue of what is it that you're looking for and how do you want to drive this experience for your guests. Think of Scouted.com as kind of a community builder, for lack of a better term. We're real big on building community. So if in Island Park, Cabino wants to build a experiential community where it's going around snowmobiling and the outdoors and cabins and outdoor fires, and we can build a series of scouts that will support those experiences. And then when we are marketing to these guests coming in, so if you book, you get your confirmation email. You'll then get an email that says, hey, check out Scouted.com. If you haven't figured out what you want to do, here are some hot links to scouts in your area. And what we'll do is we'll highlight the scouts that are specific to that area for the property manager. So if Rebecca's coming to stay at Cabino, you're going to get an email that says, hey, check out these things if you haven't figured it out. Fun fact is, when you look at how much people spend on vacation, only a third of it is on lodging, right? 2/3 are on other things like activities and travel and food, gas, all the rest. Well, if you plug scouts into those gaps, and you're able to actually get commissions, not just on your gross bookings, but now you can get commissions on activities that these people are booking as well. It just kind of fattens the pot for everybody involved. And that's really the concept. We want you to be able to deliver a great experience from the property manager's perspective. Their guests are coming in. It fits with what they're marketing. It fits with what people expect to see when they show up to a property and what they expect out of their vacation. And that's really what Scouted.com brings to the table.
Okay, interesting. So if somebody wants to learn more or reach out to you, what's the best way?
So if you go on Scouted.com, you can do info@Scouted.com is the best way to get more information. It comes to me. It comes to several other people that can answer questions. That's probably the easiest way and direct method, but go on to Scouted.com itself and check out the site. It doesn't cost you any money. You can sign up as a user. If you want to be a scout, sign up as a scout. Doesn't cost you money to sign up as a scout either.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for talking with me about this today. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I look forward to Boise. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Sounds good. Cheers, everyone.